Hi guys, so it's November 11, 2015, and I am in Budapest, Hungary. So the Swedish government continues its panic over the inflows that it is receiving of migrants, people from the primarily men, young men from the Middle East and Africa, that it keeps receiving, and yet they're sticking to their guns because they want to pass the burden over to other countries in Europe instead of changing the laws that are responsible or are largely responsible for these inflows into that particular country. We're talking about huge numbers of people going into Sweden, a relatively small country of approximately 10 million people. They have approximately 190,000 applications for asylum filed this year. That's 2% of the population. But of course, you know that 2% is just for this year. That's just the starting point. Because apart from the generous social welfare benefits that Sweden offers, it also offers family reunification. So we're talking about every migrant coming in, or any migrant who applies to bring in his family, can bring his family, and that obviously jacks up that 2% to, I don't know. Every migrant is projected to bring about 7 or 8 people, at least in Germany, according to an internal government document over there in Germany. So you know, you do the math. That's just for 1 year. That's ethnic replacement at a scale that has not yet been seen in the history of mankind. The Swedish people are committing, or the Swedish government is on behalf of the Swedish people, is committing national suicide. And what can only be characterized as innovation is not only being facilitated, it's the law of the land. And the Swedish government insists that, you know, they're not going to change course. Instead, what they want to do is they want to dump all these people, all these migrants, into other European countries. The Swedish government says that it has a moral obligation to accept these inflows. Now, I am just absolutely perplexed as to who came up with that definition of morality that says that you essentially have to open up the gates to your own country, accept massive inflows of people from failed states in the Middle East and Africa, displace your own population, let other populations take over your country and determine that country's future, take control of the treasury, take control of everything, take control of the country's institution and the society. People who are completely different from the native population. I mean, to me, that's just absurd. That definition of morality is the definition of morality that an idiot came up with, and you know, you should not give any credence to it, because it is not a morality that anybody needs to abide by. It is not a morality that should be respected. It is a morality that belongs to and should be subscribed to only by people who are themselves actually immoral and who have no concerns for their children, have no concerns for their own kind, and who essentially expect their own kind, obviously, to just clap at their sense of righteousness and at the willingness with which they sacrifice their own self-interests for the sake of of others. And that's not really something that, you know, that anybody needs to respect, because you know, That is the behavior of a hypocrite. These people need praise. These liberals who subscribe to these peculiar definitions of morality need praise and admirations from like-minded people. If they do not receive that praise and admiration, they become frustrated. And if they become frustrated, they become angry. And it has nothing to do with their with morality, concern for your fellow man. It has more to do with the vanity of these individuals. These inherently immoral individuals, such as the current leadership of Sweden. I mean, that they're doing this, that they are essentially subjecting themselves to an invasion by Islam in such a short period of time. To me, is just a stunning display of irresponsibility. Responsibility not only to their own self-interest, but the self-interest of their children. These people, you know, whatever they may say, I mean, they're in my view, they're moral monsters. In other parts of Europe, of course, the invasion continues unabated. 10,000 people a day, give or take, coming into Germany. Thanks to the policies of Angela Merkel, who is likely to lose her job over this matter, with in view of serious rifts opening up in her governing coalition. So thankfully this woman is on her way out. Slovenia, the small alpine nation through which the migrant flows from Greece are currently coming, is building a fence, is following the example of Hungary, and so there's a reaction going on right now in Europe, and people are just frustrated, and they're just letting loose. I mean, they're just saying things that they didn't have the need to say, that perhaps they felt bad about saying, but they need to be said. The people who are coming over are not the best people. I mean, you know, there are some people there that are good individuals, but as a group, the Africans and the Middle Easterns, I mean, they're just going to bring the problems that they are fleeing from with them, because these problems are part and parcel of their population. There are many individuals, many of these guys who are coming over are just a problem. I mean, in Scandinavia, the rapes of local women, I mean, are just shameful. The same happens in the United Kingdom, and this is not something that the rest of Europe or anybody in Scandinavia should be expected to put up with. The violence, the insistence that the local communities, the local populations change their way of lives, alter their way of lives, and adopt Sharia law. The terror that is coming our way. I mean, the ISIS in Syria, a large percentage of the fighters in that group are actually immigrants into Western Europe from prior migratory flows. So you can get a hint there as to who is coming, as to the quality of individuals that Western Europe, that Germany and Sweden primarily, are bringing. And this invasion, this ongoing invasion, this large-scale invasion of Europe and primarily of Germany and Sweden that is taking place right now, opens up fundamental questions. Opens up fundamental questions about the workings of European politics, and it opens up the question as to whether or not democracy even works. Because if democracy as an institution of government cannot protect the native populations from outright invasion, because what's going on right now is just an invasion, then you're gonna wonder whether or not we should stick with democracy or replace it with something else. There's massive repression going on in Germany right now. You cannot criticize in Germany. You cannot criticize the open border policies of Angela Merkel. If you do that, for example, in Facebook, you may lose your job, but it's not just a matter of that. You may face a criminal investigation. So you better watch your mouth in Germany, even though this invasion that is happening right now is the most important political issue in Germany right now. I mean, it will change everything about the country, and not for the better. But you can't point it out, because if you point it out, you're going to go to jail in that country. So that gives you a flavor of the democracy under the fake democracy under authoritarian figures such as Angela Merkel. And we need a better way. We need a system of government that can protect local populations against large-scale invasion. And if democracy, or so-called democracy, parliamentary democracy, does not offer us that, we need to find something else. And we need to resist that the invasion that is taking place. And there is resistance. There is resistance going on. I mean, a lot of brave men in Germany and Sweden. I mean, they are not taking it lying down. They're not taking lying down. But we need a fundamental rethinking about European governance. I mean, that is not something that can be done without a closed fist, unfortunately. And because we need that fundamental rethinking to take place, and we need to address the treachery of certain individuals who are just stepping all over the rights of the German and the Swedish people, and giving up to foreign populations that which is not theirs to give up, which is basically the entire country. Individuals who are breaking every law in the book to allow these mass inflows to take place, and to prevent Europe from protecting its borders. These individuals are going to need to be, their behavior is going to need to be addressed, and they need to be held personally responsible for what they're doing and the actions that they have. That they're taking as public officials and otherwise. So we'll see what happens. This has been building up. It is projected, because of the demographic growth in Africa and the Middle East, that what we're seeing right now, and the massive flows that we're seeing right now, are just a foretaste of things to come, and we really just face a very, very intense invasion that is going to change everything in Europe for the worse. Take care, guys.